Hey friends, and welcome to a new video. I asked you guys what kind of recipes you want to see, and you guys voted that you want to see more Asian recipes. So you asked and I delivered. So today I'm going to show you guys how to make this delicious Chinese Jiang noodle recipe. Jiang is a sauce produced of fermented soybeans. It's delicious. It has a rich umami taste, and it's a sauce that is known to the region of Sichuan or Sichuan cuisine. So I'm really excited to share this recipe that I created for you guys. So let's jump on right in. So the first thing we want to be doing is to prepare all the ingredients that we will be needing. So I'm going to start off with some garlic. Just going to carefully peel and mince the garlic. Once the garlic is finely minced, we can set that aside. And then move on to our spring onion. We're just going to cut the spring onion into slim slices. For the spring onion, we notice that there are white and green parts to the plant. We want to be saving half of the white bits and half of the green parts, so we have some for garnish later on top of the dish. So we're going to put half of it together with the garlic and set the other half aside for garnish later. So now moving on to our cucumber. I have about half of a small cucumber or a quarter of a large one. We just want to be cutting that into very thin matchsticks. First, we're going to cut it in half and then into thin slices, and then cut those slices into thinner matchsticks. Are you guys want to snack along when you cook? Because I know I definitely am. There's no harm in a little snacking. So now that we have thinly sliced all our cucumbers, we're going to set that aside as well. And then next comes our tomato. For the tomato, we want to be cutting it into small cubes. With the diced tomato, we want to set this aside as well. Then come the mushrooms. We want to cut the mushrooms into small cubes as well. First, I'm going to slice and then dice it into small cubes. The mushrooms are really going to add to that delicious, rich umami flavor that's going to make this just so delicious and so good. And now we've come to the last ingredients we need to prepare for this dish, and that is this hiriki or Hijiki seaweed. I've put this in some water for it to soak, but we still need to boil this for just a few minutes in some hot water just to kind of get rid of that fishy seaweedy scent, and it's more hygienic to kind of boil it before we use it. So that's what we're going to do. This Hijiki seaweed is very popular in Japan, but also in other countries in Asia. But if you can't find this locally, I totally understand, but if not, you can just leave it out. It's not 100% necessary for this dish to be absolutely delicious. So I have my water boiling right here, and I have drained my Hijiki seaweed. Let me know down below in the comments if you know how to pronounce this correctly, because I would love to know. I'm just going to add that into the boiling water and let that boil for just a moment. So I've boiled my Hijiki seaweed, and now we've prepared all our ingredients over here on this board. We can move on to cook on the stovetop. So we're going to heat some olive oil. While the oil is slowly heating up, I can quickly talk about the sauce that I'm going to use. So you can't really tell, but I have the two sauces right here that we need. So one is the Jiang and one is a Jiang sauce. And I know this might sound a little complicated. I'll leave the names down below, the recipe will be down below, but I know you might not be able to get this, so I do have kind of like a substitute that you can use if you cannot get these ingredients. So since the soybean curd is kind of made of fermented soybeans. It's a little bit like soy sauce, except that this is darker, a bit has that umami taste, but it is kind of similar. So you can use soy sauce, and then for the tianmian jiang, you can substitute it with a little bit of sugar. But once again, I'll leave all the detailed ingredients, how to substitute it, down below. So don't worry if you don't have these two sauces. You can still make a delicious Chinese noodle recipe. So don't be worried, keep on watching, I'll explain it. So coming back to our stovetop, we're going to add the garlic and the spring onion first. And once we've kind of let that become fragrant for a minute or two, we're going to add our mushrooms to the pot. This already smells so good. Frying up mushrooms always smells so incredible. So in this case, the mushrooms kind of is like a meat substitute. Meat does have that kind of fragrant taste to it. And in order to replace that in a way, we're going to use mushrooms, since mushrooms also kind of has that fragrant umami taste. So now that the mushrooms have been frying for a little bit, we're going to add our two sauces. This is the point where you would add your soy sauce and a little bit of sugar, kind of to substitute. It will be a little different, but it will still taste amazing. I've done it with the soy sauce sugar replacement before I had these sauces, and that was absolutely amazing as well. So we're going to add the sauce now. Just going to add a tiny bit of water. You can also just already see the amazing flavors and colors that this dish is going to have. Next, we're going to add our diced up tomato. Also, I'm going to add about half of the seaweed. The taste is amazing. And I'm just going to let this kind of simmer and do its magic. So I've got the water boiling now. I'm going to add my noodles. These will be done in just a few short minutes. Got my chopsticks here. I'm going to stir the noodles. And in the meantime, my sauce has thickened up nicely. I'm really excited for this. I'm really sorry if the lighting is crazy right now, because I have crazy weather going on outside. The sun is coming out, then it's hiding again, then it's coming out again, and so it's really playing with my filming light today, which is very unfortunate. So it's been a few minutes, and I'm going to try a noodle, see if it's done. Needs another minute or so, but then it's done. So I have my setup ready to put together my meal. I'm going to start off with the noodles. So now that I have my noodles ready, I'm going to get the sauce, place that on the side here. Then I'm going to add my seaweed. Graciously set this on the side as well. And then lastly, the thinly sliced cucumbers. And then we can garnish with some spring onions on top as well to make it extra pretty. Now, doesn't that look absolutely delicious? I can't wait to dig in. So this is pretty much it. So next time when you're craving some Chinese noodles or something with this rich umami taste, you know what to make. This bowl of delicious noodles. It is so good. You have to try this. I'll leave the recipe down below if you want to follow along. Oh, so after that adventurous cooking experience, we're going to reward ourselves, obviously, with eating the food. So I've mixed my sauce in a little bit. I'm going to take a bite. This is so good. This is so delicious. I love the richness of the sauce. It's so comforting, and the fermented beans and the mushrooms just give it that delicious umami taste. Absolutely amazing. You guys have to try this. So I'm going to enjoy this bowl of noodles in peace. I hope you guys enjoyed making this Chinese noodle recipe with me. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. That really helps me out a lot. And let me know if you want other recipes or if you have other ideas. I'm always open to you guys' suggestion. I love hearing from you. I love your comments. So yeah, I'll see you guys next week. Bye!